service changed when God changed it. And when God at the end, I was thinking on the same line a lot of time. I said, man, this feels a little heavy.
Hallelujah, glory. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Oh,
It feels a little heavy in here.
thank you, Jesus.
So sometimes you got to shake that devil.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
right.
to plead the blood
That's right.
in your area.
Yes.
Don't let the devil. I've been saying, and Mother said it today, you want something from God, you got to do something.
That's all.
Yes, you do.
Prayer and fasting.
Yes, glory.
You got to consecrate yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to get away from the TV, get away from the extra activities that we might do, and just consecrate on God.
Yes.
Or you just have to fast in total. Sometimes we just need to get away just for a moment, just for a day or two, and consecrate on God.
Yes.
Let what you're doing, Lord, I'm trying to hear from you. We get sidetracked with everything that's going on all around us, the tests and trials and things that we're having in life. We get sidetracked with that. But we have to sometimes sit back and let God be God. Let God minister to us. Let him find us right where we at. I feel a lot of times when I feel and see the Lord have come in and deliver us from the heaviness. I said, this is a good time to get on up while we're in that mode. Let God speak. Sometimes it takes, it's what you bring to the table.
Yes.
Half of the church might be just sitting there and they might not even be singing, but it's what praise, it's what desire that's in your heart that you bring to the table. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It's what you offer God.
Yes, yes.
It's what you're going to offer God. God looking for that sacrifice from you. He said, if you do well, you got to do well. Will not you be accepted? Your sacrifice will be accepted if you do well. It's what you bring into the house of God. You come, whatever, if you're at home in your private time, whatever you will bring to God. God is not going to accept any little thing. He's not going to accept anything from us. He's looking for us to perfect holiness. And this is the time, this is the day that we're living in. No matter how you look at things. How many of you know that we want success? The world wants success. The world is looking for success. But God is saying that I want to give you good success.
Amen.
I want you to understand that there's a distinct difference now. God, the world wants success, or the world look at success one way, but God said you want to have good success. And I want you to understand that there's only one way to have good success, and you got to have good success through Jesus. Good success comes from God. It comes from God. It comes from God. And that's my subject I want to use on today. Good success is in Jesus. The word good, it separates success versus good success. The world. Boy, I'm telling you now, this world will look at you a whole different way. But you want God to stamp good success on you. We're talking about Joshua, the first chapter today. Having good success is talking about from God. God had made this thing plain. He had made this thing simple to a place that we can get it, that we can eat it. But it's what we do we get that Holy Ghost is how it's all about how you going to feed it. And if you're going in the end, when your story is over, God can stamp good success on there. It's how we live. And there's something to tell you now, and it's going how we going to die. Whether you're going to have, whether God going to tell you good success. But if you keep on looking at the world, he said, my foot almost slipped while I was looking at the prosperity of the wicked. What's wrong? When you're looking at the wicked, I'm telling you now, and I want you to understand the things of the world. It looks good.
All right, go ahead.
But it's not that success that God is to want you as a child of God, you as a soldier of God to have. He wants you to have good success. And when you look right here at Joshua, Joshua is telling you in this word how you to get good success.
Go ahead.
And I'm telling you, I'm grateful that you shook the devil. Come on, get that thing off you. I told you last week that a lot of times that look here, we out there and we working in this world, and I'm telling you now, these spirits and things that's all around you, working long hours and all these kind of things, and all these unclean spirits and things around you and all that kind of stuff, and to distract you, people cursing and people saying negative things, and if you ain't careful, it get all in your spirit, man. I'm telling you now, you got to pray over yourself on a daily basis. Say, Lord, cover me. Keep your hand on me, Lord. Don't let this spirit get all on me. I got to work here. I got to be here. But keep your hand on me, Lord. Protect me from all this nonsense that's all around me. God said today, I want you to have good success. And I'm telling you today that good success, it's in Jesus. There's no other way you're going to find good success. No other way you're going to find good success that will last for eternity is what I'm talking about. Good success. Success, it will last for it's just going to be just for a moment when the world look at it. Like, it's just like those light afflictions that's going to last for a moment when you talk about eternity. But I'm talking about this good success will last for eternity. But I'm telling you now that the light affliction is going to last for a moment. The success of the world that the world trying to give you and want to stamp on you, that's just a light. That's going to be just a blimp on eternity. You won't even be able to see that. But God said today, I want you to have good success, Joshua. Moses is dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He had passed off the scene. Now I want you to come on, lead my people to the promised land. Moses didn't make it to the promised land. And even though that Moses had a good life and Moses done some things that God stamped approval on, but he didn't take the people to the promised land. Joshua, you're going to take the people to the promised land. Moses had the blueprint for you, Joshua. But now, look at the blueprint. Moses taught you well. You was his assistant and his successor. I believe for about 40 years. He taught you well. You was up under him. Now what you going to do? Verse number 1, chapter number 1, starting at verse number 1, it said, now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses, minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise and go over this Jordan. The Jordan River, thou therefore arise and go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. It said, every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. He said, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river of Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea, and towards the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. He said, there shall not any man be able able to stand before thee all the days of thy life, as I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. He told Joshua, he said, Joshua, he said, be strong. He said, be of a good courage. For unto this people shall thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. He said, only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. He said, turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. He said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein. And that word meditate, you got to take time out to meditate. You got to do it. That's right. You might eat, you might not fast, but take time out to meditate on God. God's trying to tell you something. God's trying to direct you, Joshua. Come on, you Joshua today, he's trying to direct you. You got to meditate on him. You got to think on him sometimes. You got to turn away all the gossip and all the phone calls and things like that. You got to set that aside and let God just meditate and let you know what he wants you to do, what way you acting up at, what you can do to improve this. Meditate. That's what God is saying today. What's wrong? That's what good success gonna come in at. You got to break bread with God. I'm telling you now, stop thinking you got to break bread with man all the time and take some time out to break bread with God. That's Lord. I'm telling you now, y'all gonna make me preach on today. You got to break bread with God. I'm telling you now, you got to spend some time with God, saints. Amen. Get rid of yourself, Lord. I'm telling you now, I got to tell Lord, get me out of myself, so I can see what you want to tell the people of God. Yeah, I'm telling you now, get me out of this flesh. This flesh is holding me back. It's stunting my growth, Lord. Go ahead. Thank you, Lord. What growth? The growth that you're supposed to have in God. Level to level, day to day, year to year. Lord, help me, because I want to grow in thee. Yes. I'm telling you, these things of this world, it's going to pass away. But you got to take time out to meditate on God. I'm telling you now, when you look at this story here, he's directed Joshua the right way. He have encouraged Joshua the right way. He taught Joshua the right way. Joshua, just do as I tell you. Follow instructions to Joshua. And I'm telling you, when you do that, Joshua, you're going to have good success. Okay, I'm telling you now, when you follow God, you can't help but have good success. I'm talking about really follow God. Take off and put on righteousness. Take off carnality and put on righteousness. I'm telling you now, at the end, you're going to have some good success. Lord, help us on the day. Help us, Lord. He said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein. It said, day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For them shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Good success. Have not I command thee, be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee wheresoever thou goest. May the Lord, in the blessing of a reading of his word, Lord, we ask you to bless your people on the day. Anoint your vessel. Give us what we need, Lord, to encourage our hearts and our minds. Sanctify our very thoughts, Lord, and our very intentions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Good success is in Jesus. Joshua was Moses' assistant and successor. You find here, I wrote down here that Joshua and Caleb were the only two adults who experienced Egyptian slavery and lived to enter the promised land. Joshua became qualified to become Israel's next leader because, first of all, God appointed him. You'll find that over there in Numbers, the 27th chapter. He was Moses' personal assistant for 40 years. That's a long time. You know, nowadays you think 40 years, nobody want to follow you 40 years. They want to, man, I want to do what you're doing right off the bat. They don't even got teeth in their mouth. Just got saved yesterday and they want to take your place. Follow a little bit. Follow a little bit and learn something. I'm telling you now, I'm thinking about it. I don't understand. I get ahead of myself, but he had to tell Peter, get behind me, Satan. What's wrong? You think you know what I know? You don't know what I know, Peter. Get on behind me. Get behind me and follow. Don't walk beside me. Get behind me and follow. This is what Joshua, he said, out. You look here, out of the 12 spies, he and Caleb had complete confidence in God that he would help them conquer the land. He was one of the only two living witnesses to the Egyptian pledges and the Exodus from Egypt. Good success. Good success. You know, I'm not a manuscript preacher, but I like to write down my notes.
Amen.
I like to follow my notes sometimes. And that's just a background of what I know about this story. But I like what I mean, some do it. I'm not torn off that type of cloth. I'm torn off the cloth where God should take over. Just like you see Sister got up and she noticed a heaviness. I'm telling you, I noticed a heaviness or whatever the case is. And I said, well, maybe they might fight through it. Somebody got to stand up and say, listen here, let's get to a place where we worship God and get this, whatever this heaviness or whatever it is that's holding us back.
Yes.
I know we might not be the best of singers, but the Bible said make a joyful noise unto the Lord. God ain't telling you got to do. I'm telling you, if as long as unto the Lord and you giving God your best,
Yes.
I'm telling you that he's going to give you some good success in your life.
Amen.
That's what we got to do, saints. So here you find, you talking about good success. Look at this world. And I'm telling you now, the world have man. When you look at man, and man is saying good success is when you got you a nice car. You're very educated. You're not just educated, you got to be very educated in this world. I was just talking to my older daughter and I was letting her know that, listen here, she's an artist and I'm letting her know that, you know, sometimes going to be an artist and the way you're going about being an artist, the freestyle way, is the long way. She can paint, she can draw, she does well. For an 19-year-old, she's been painting for a couple of years, and she does well. She got the little shows and things she going to, and people are buying her paintings, and that's great. But I'm telling you now, I told her, I said, this is an educated world. This is an educated age. If you don't, I said, listen here, not that I'm afraid, but I'm afraid to a place where the way we going now, they gonna mess around and make the preachers and the pastors to get some type of divinity. You got to go to school to get this and go get that to stay a pastor. What's wrong? I'm telling you now, we're in the education world. This age now, it's all about education. And I'm telling you now, and I like I told her, look here, I wish for me, I wish you probably would have kept on going to school, because I'm telling you now, when you have those things, people will come into where you're working at and look at your credentials. That's the world. That's how the world judge you on. They ain't judge you on about how what you say you are and what you say you're doing. They look at well, what kind of credentials do you have? What's wrong? I'm trying to set her up to a place, because you know what, saints, you got to understand now that we got to live in this world. Don't fool yourself now. I understand we can call on God, and we're going to look to God, and we're going to pray to God, and we're going to continue to believe in God, but you know what the Bible said, occupy until I come. And you got to understand that sometimes that you got to do some things. You got to do some things. I ain't telling you to be out. I could never tell you to be out the will of God. You know, if it's out the will of God, if it's sin, then don't do it. You just have to suffer that thing, and God will take care of that. I'm telling you now, sometimes they might ask you to go to school. They might ask you to upgrade this and do that, do that. Sometimes you got to do it to take care of your family, to take care of your home, to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Why? That's what the world is calling for. And as long as we live in there, God won't put too much on you that you can bear. But I'm telling you now, he'll put it on. He gonna put it on you just to see where you at. He'll make you squirm for a little bit. He will. And when I say that, he'll put a test on you. Because sometimes you gotta fight. You gotta fight. You gotta fight to a place where you go to somebody, your boss, your manager, supervisor, and say, listen here, due to my religious belief, and you got to, what's wrong? You got to go to it and confront that thing. Don't just lay there. You know if that's going to put you out of church, don't let nothing put you out of church because of you got to, they asking for you to do this and do that. You ain't got to put no chip in your finger and all in your arms and all that kind of mess because they saying that. Let them know, listen here, now, I'd rather not. What's wrong? What I'm saying, I'm talking to you, I'm giving you an example of the natural success versus this good success. That's natural. That's the natural way. The world will stamp approval on you as long as you look good, as long as you got some cars in your garage, you got plenty of money, you living well. You got this and that and this. The world is looking at you saying, he's successful, she's successful. That ain't good success. God give good success.
Yes.
This is what I'm taking down today. I want good success over being successful in this world.
Yes.
I'm telling you now, I ain't never had nothing, so I ain't worried about that. But as I grow in God, as I begin to seek God more and more, and as God have given me more and more things as I grow in the Lord, it makes me to know that I ain't thinking about all that mess. If I gotta be a regular car and things of that nature to get to it and fro, because I'm gonna tell you, that car will get me here and there just like that, but God, he will. Yeah, I'll tell you, because I ain't got a new one out this car. They call, I think they say it's $9 million. They only made about a good 10 of them. And they say it's sold out within an hour or so. I have to keep on driving that Ford. Guess what? It's going to get me right there. If I'll tell you one thing, the ride might not be as smooth as that luxury car. But I want you to understand something. It's going to get me there. And that's what you got to look at. You ain't got to, because I'm telling you now, everybody can't have success in this world. If we ain't careful, we, or people of God, will get sidetracked when you mess around with this world and get all that success. God knew who to give it to. God knew who to give it to. You got some out there that's living holy, that's saved, and have success. Both ways. Some have success. God knows who to give it to. Because I tell the Lord, I don't know about the next one, but I don't want no $1 billion. I don't want it. You know, I just don't want it. That's too much for me. Too much. What's wrong? It's going to sidetrack me. I've come too far. I'm telling you now, people, you can get what hey, give me about a good 20 million. And that's just a drop in the bucket nowadays. I'm telling you now, what's wrong? I want to see Jesus. I want God to look at me and say, good success, son. Come on in. This is here. I'm taking that because when you look at that, then that's going to pass away. That's right. I'm telling you now, what good is going to do you? You got all that money you can't spend. You done gave it to grandkids, friends, people that you don't even know, and you still got too much. What's wrong? You got caught up. Your foot, he said his foot almost slipped. Your foot slipped. You got caught up. You looking at the wrong thing. You done live 120 years and still got plenty. Money is making that, you got so much money, it's making money for you. But die like a fool. That ain't good success. That's mess. That's mess. I'm telling you now, I'm trying to give you the difference between good success and just being successful. You got, listen here, this is, the world always say, or Americans say, only in America. People are breaking their necks and doing whatever they can do to get over to America. I want the American dream. I want to get over to America. And I'm telling you now, why? The land of the free. You ain't free here for real. You ain't free. When I see Jesus, I'm telling you now, when I see Jesus, the one that died for me, the one that took time and carried my sins to the cross, the one that was nailed to the cross, when I was a dog outside the gate, when I see him, Lord have mercy, then I'm free. I'm going to be free in Jesus. No more pain in my body. No more debt. But when I see Jesus, I'm telling you, you're talking about good success. That's good success. This mess now ain't no good success. This ain't good success. And a lot of it look good. It look good to the natural eye. I know it do. It look real. Oh my goodness, it look real good. Sometimes you got to flip that channel because it looks so good. Why? If you ain't careful, boy, that mess with you. Wishing, you begin to start wishing and hoping that, boy, if I could just get just a little bit of that, I'll be all right. That ain't good success, saints. Luke, the 12th chapter. Let me let you know what this rich man said. Luke, the 12th chapter, verse 16 through 21. He said, and he spake a parable. I told you the Bible is made up of a lot of parables and things. Here's a parable of this rich man. A parable is pretty much like a short story. Luke, the 12th chapter, verses 16 to 21, he said, and he spake a parable unto them. He said, saying, he said, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do because I have no room to bestow my fruit? I don't have no more room. For all this I got, all this I have, I don't have no more room to put, and I got to keep it. I ain't giving it away to bestow my fruit. He said, this is what I do. He thought to himself, this is what I'm going to do. Because I ain't going to give it to nobody. So this is what I'm going to do. What you going to do, rich man? Oh, no, not rich man. You rich fool. What you going to do now? He said, and he said, this is what I do. I will pour down my bonds. I'm going to pour them little bonds down, them little joints down. I'm going to pour them down. He said, this is what I do. I will pour down my bonds and build greater. And then will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. I'm going to put my things up. Just put it up. Put it up. The more you get, the more you want. The more you get, the more you want. You ain't having to enjoy what you have. So you get that $1 billion instead of that little measly $20 million that I'm asking for, boy, you're going to just be buying. You done got a 50,000 pair of shoes and don't even know when the last time you wore the first ones.
Preach.
You got all these shoes. All these bags. I'm sorry, brother. All these suits.
Yeah.
What's wrong? You get guys there and say, I don't wear these outfits for one time. And after I wear them, I give them away. What's wrong? I got too much. I already got too much. I already got a display of shoes now. They just a display. I don't wear those. Those just all the Jordans that ever been out. That's just a display. Just I'm telling you now, that's the world. And people marvel over that. My goodness, that's nice. It's not going to last, saints. That's what we got to keep in our mind. It's success. Success don't last. Good success with Jesus is eternity.
Yes.
You got a choice. You can get that display. You can get it. You can get it for a little while.
Right.
Or you can choose eternity.
Yes.
Amen.
He said, I will say to my soul, my God, he tapped into his soul now. That thing, he said, soul, thou have much good laid up for many years. Well, you got it for years. He ain't just got it for months. I can lay all this stuff for years. Take thy ease. He said, eat, drink, and be merry. Boy, be glad. He said, but God said unto him, Lord, I'm telling you now, this is what I'm telling you now. What you gonna do when God start talking to you? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? How you gonna act now? What can man do to you for you now? Who you gonna run to now when God tell you this? You successful. Your success can't get you out of this. Can't nobody pluck you out of the hand of God. What you gonna do now when God tell you this? Get your soul. God, I'm telling you now, you better know for sure you in trouble.
Go ahead.
You in trouble with God. Because you have not acknowledged God under no circumstances. You have put him on a back burner because of all your success that you have. He said, I say to my soul, he said, verse 20, he said, but God said unto him, thou fool, this night, not tomorrow, this night, thy soul shall be required of thee. He said, then who? Whom shall those things be which thou hast provided? He said, so is that. Look at this last verse, verse 21. He says, so is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God.
Yes.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, saints, you bankrupt towards God.
Yes.
But boy, you successful. You look good. It means nothing.
That's right.
This is not just for the rich man. It said, so is he that lay up his treasure. What's wrong? Is he that mind, that heart, and soul and might is not towards God. If your heart is towards something else, and I'm telling you now, that's where your heart is, that's so well shall be, your treasure shall be. That's where it's going to be. Your heart is towards the world. All right? That's what this word is saying. It's towards that. Is thy heart right with God?
Thank you, Jesus.
Good success, saints, is in Jesus. It's in Jesus. Write your story.
Bless all.
Write your story. We writing our story right now. You can't do nothing about the beginning of your story. But when God save your soul, and your story shall say there shall be a different chapter to the end. To the end. Paul wrote his story. He wrote his story. I'll tell you now, Paul wrote it. He wrote it. And Paul, no doubt, when you look at Paul's story, he had good success. He wrote that story. Your story, you're writing your story now, saints of God. And I'm telling you now, how will your story end? This is going to end with good success. I'm telling you now, you're going to have a story that's going to end one day. Your expiration date is going to be up one day. We all going to die. I'm telling you now, you're going to die. And you got to live, and you don't know where death at. Boy, you healthy today and dead and gone tomorrow. And whatever state you in, whether you're in that good success state or just a successful state, that's where your faith is going to be sealed. But Paul said, I fought a good fight.
Go ahead.
What's wrong, Paul? I'm telling you now, I've been through some things. I've been through some things in my life, but I kept on fighting.
Thank you, Jesus.
I kept on fighting. Tests and trials on every side, but I fought a good fight.
Thank you, Jesus.
Things all around me. Spirits all around me. Distractions all around me. But Paul said, I fought a good fight.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Even on my job and in my home, Lord, right here in the church, I've kept on fighting. People lied on me. They talked about me. They mistreated me. He said, but I fought a good fight.
Yes.
I didn't just fight, but I fought a good fight.
Good fight.
I fought a good one because I want to have good success.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
What's wrong? When you fight a good fight, that you avoiding evil.
That's right.
You taking the low road.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You saying, okay, you got it. He said, I finished my course. Your course is going to be up. I'm telling you, our course, one day, it's going to be up.
Yes. Yes.
He said, I kept the faith. You got any kind of faith in God? Do you have faith of a mustard seed? Keep the faith. He said, henceforth, there is laid up. He said, for me, a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto them also that love his appearance. Good success.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Good success is in Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Good success is in Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't matter how hard it might be. Don't matter how difficult life may seem to you. I'm telling you now, you want to have good success, stay on the Lord's side.
Yeah.
Stay with Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Keep calling on him.
Bless Lord.
Keep going to him. Keep searching for him. Keep reaching for him. There's good success in God.
Hallelujah.
I'm telling you now, we're talking about eternity successful. Jesus is my Savior.
Yeah.
Lord, help us on the day. I won't turn back. The devil seemed like he on my truck, but I'm telling you, in the day, I won't turn back. I want good success from God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Because I know that only God can give it to me, I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm going to drive and go forward. That's what she told him. I got to get to the man of God. I got to get to the man of God. Don't you worry how I stay on this horse. Don't you worry about I'm telling you that, don't worry how I'm doing back here. Just drive and go forward. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Don't stay there. Oh God, I'm telling you now, if don't just lay there.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Get up.
Thank you, Jesus.
You gotta get up from there. Get up from there. Get up from there. Don't just stay there and die like a fool. Get up.
Thank you.
If you can't walk, the Bible always says, if you can't run, walk fast. If you can't walk fast, walk slow. If you can't walk slow, crawl, but just don't stay there. Keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. We often sing the song, the going get rough.
Yes.
The going get tough. Those hills, they are hard to climb. I started out a long time ago. There is no doubt in my mind. I decided
Come on.
that I'm going to have some good success. And the only way I know that I'm going to have some good success is going to be through Jesus. I decided to make Jesus my choice.
Hallelujah.
Goodbye, world. Goodbye, 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 world. I'll stay no longer with thee. Goodbye, pleasures of sin. I'll stay no longer with thee. I ain't made up my mind. I'm going God's way the rest of my life. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'm looking for some good success one of these days. When I see Jesus, God help us.
Bless us, Lord.
When I see Jesus, there's good success.
Yes.
Everybody gonna seek Jesus. Whether they come around the way throwing them or not, you're gonna see God.
Hallelujah.
And you don't, I'm going to tell you something, saints. God don't have to judge you. You're going to judge yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you stand before God and you ain't right with God, it's just going to be like, it's going to be like live time. He ain't got to tell you what you did. It's going to drop. I'm telling you, it's going to be just like live time. It's going to come right to your memory. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. It's going to be like live time. What's wrong? You ain't going to fool God.
That's right.
You ain't going to fool God.
Yes, Lord.
God knows whether you're going to be successful with your heart is towards this world. Listen here, as long as we're in this flesh, we're going to want some things. We're going to want the things of the world. But you got to push on. I'd rather, song said, I'd rather, some folks, they'd rather have houses and land. Some folks rather have silver or gold. These things that they treasure and forget about their soul. He said, but I decided,
Yeah.
Lord, through everything that I had, through everything that I go through in life, I decided to make Jesus my choice.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Lord, I don't have no money in the bank. I don't have no car. I don't have no clothes. I don't have this and that. But I decided
Yes, yes, yes.
pain is rocking my body. I can get dressed. But I decided to make Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Jesus, my choice.
Yes.
Because I know one day there's good success. It's waiting on me.
Thank you, Jesus.
If I could continue, if I could continue to fight this good fight of faith and don't waver, I'm going to have good success.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm done. Good success. Which one you want? Which one you want? Good success.